My name is Justin Yormark, and this is the CNT podcast. This week's start of the week is a Roger Clemens relic that I recently acquired via a trade on Card Collector 99 Instagram account. As you can see, it has a pinstripe from the Yankees jersey. Now, he is a Hall of Famer, and so I was very excited to acquire this relic. Now let's hop right on into this week's episode, which is my picks for the 2020 All-Star teams if they were to have happened. Now, for that start, we're going to start with the NL All-Star team. And that's starting at first base, I have Freddie Freeman. And at second base, Robinson Cano. At shortstop, you have to have Fernando Tatis Jr. He's been mashing the balls a lot. And he's playing absolutely stellar. Have to have him on the team. In left field, I have Bryce Harper. He's having a pretty good year. Definitely being one of the better players on the field. He's really stepping up. Playing solid. Definitely think he would make it. In center field, I have Charlie Blackmon. I mean, he's going crazy. He's hitting a very high average. And he's playing great and stellar. Have to have him on the team. In right field, you got Mookie Betts. He's been hitting a ton of home runs too. He's been kind of the leader of the Dodgers. He's been doing a lot. He's been playing great. Have to have him. At catcher, you got JT Realmuto. Now, he's been solid. Catcher, there wasn't a ton of NL catchers who were doing great. But Realmuto, he definitely is up there. And so, I gave him the starting spot for catcher. Now, for the starting lineup, that rounds out the starting lineup. Now, let's look at the pitching rotation. At starting pitcher number 1, you got Yu Darvish. He is pitching absolutely amazing, having a great comeback season for the Cubs, and is a big reason why they started off so well, and has been our number 1 pitcher so far. And number 2, you have May Fried. He's pitching really well too. Definitely, he's up there. He's pitching great right now. Then you got Jacob deGrom. Now, he's only this low because he was injured, but he's still pitching absolutely insane, playing great. Definitely a big reason why the Mets have gotten some of their wins when he starts. However, the Mets haven't been doing as good as I predicted they would. And next we have Trevor Bauer. He's pitching insane, dude. Like, he's only this low because he just had a bad outing against the Cubs. Wasn't the best, wasn't terrible, but he's pitching insane. Definitely had to be on the team. And next we have Kyle Freeland. Now, people don't realize he's having a lot of quality starts. It's just his team isn't coming through enough for him to have the record. But he is pitching really well and is getting good quality starts. So he rounds out the starting pitchers. Now I have 5 relief pitchers who I have made it. Relief pitcher 1, I have Josh Hader. I mean, I expected him to do good. He came out, he's doing good. He's pitching well, doing what we expected him to do. And next, we have another Cub, Jeremy Jeffries. He's been insanely good for us. He's been closing out our games for the Cubs, and he's been playing great. And he has been a big reason why we've won some games because of our bullpen. He's one of our better guys and has been the absolute closer and is playing insanely good right now. And I'm all for it. I love the Cubs and I love it when he comes in because I know we're pretty much going to win. He rarely throws games. He's very good right now. Next we have Daniel Hudson. He's pitching solid. Definitely deserves to be on the team if there was to be one this year. Then we got Brandon Kintzler. Again, pitching solid. Definitely would have made it if there was an All-Star game. Archie Bradley, same with him. He rounds it out. Pitching great. Definitely would have made the team if there was one. And then I have 4 players on the bench. At bench 1, I have Ian Happ. He's been going crazy. And the only reason he's on the bench and not starting is because he doesn't start every day with the Cubs. And that's, like, his stats aren't as good as the starters because he doesn't play every day. But he's hitting a ton of home runs. Recently just had a 2-home-run game against the Reds. He's playing insane. Definitely at All-Star level and for sure would have made it. Next we have Nicholas Castellanos. He's hitting a bunch of home runs. He hasn't been playing great as of recently, but he still has been hitting a lot of home runs and has a ton of power that has really helped the Reds come through right now. and so he definitely would have made it. Next, I have Donovan Salone. He's playing insanely well. No one would have seen it coming from him, but he's playing great, and I definitely think he would have snagged a bench spot in the All-Star game. And to round out the NL team, I have Trevor Story. He's playing good. We expect him to, but I wouldn't put him above Tatis. Dude, Tatis is out of his mind right now, but I do think he would have made the All-Star team. Now let's move on to the AL All-Star team. To start it off with catcher, I have Salvador Perez. He's been underrated. People don't really see what he's doing. Definitely being the best player on the Royals and really is stepping up. Definitely think he'd make it. Next, we have Jose Abreu. Now, the White Sox are doing incredible. And I was not expecting them to be this good and me competing for first place in the division. They're playing absolutely stellar, and Jose Abreu has been great for them. Definitely think he would make it. Next, we have DJ LeMahieu. Ever since he was traded to the Yankees, ever since he went to the Yankees, he's been absolutely insane, dude. He's been playing out of his mind this year. He is injured now, but I still see him as the outright second baseman for the All-Star team. Next, we have at shortstop Tim Anderson, another White Sox. Again, he's playing really well, getting those stolen bases, playing insane. Definitely would make it. Then at third base, you got Anthony Rendon, the newest Angel, playing really well. Definitely think he would make it in. In left field, we have a rookie named Kyle Lewis. He's in the top 5 for hits in the AL. He's playing out of his mind, dude. No one's really seeing it happen, but Kyle Lewis is playing insanely well and is the leader of the Mariners, and I see huge things in his future. He's playing great, and he is a lot for All-Star game if there was going to be one. Then in center, you got Trout. Nothing to say. It's Mike Trout, best player in baseball. He's never not going to make an All-Star game. Like, that, he was a lock no matter what happened. Even if, he was a lock. There was no way he wouldn't make it unless of an injury. So, and then in right field, you got Nelson Cruz, dude. He's near 40 years old, and he's hitting, still playing insane. In the MVP talks, has to start in right field. He's hitting absolute tanks, playing insane, and definitely could win the MVP. But yeah, definitely an All-Star game. And then for starting pitchers, at starting pitcher 1, you got Shane Bieber, pitching out of his mind. Easily going to be the AL Cy Young winner. I have no doubt about that. Pitching out of his mind, definitely would get the start in the All-Star game for sure. Next, we got Garrett Cole, to change of scenery. He's still pitching insane. But a big reason for the Yankees' success is the pitching, and Garrett Cole is leading that pitching staff. He is amazing, playing great, definitely would make the All-Star game. And then Lucas Giolito, he's also playing good. I wouldn't put it past him to be up there in the All-Star game, in the Cy Young toss. He's pitching great. Definitely would make the All-Star game. Then we got Zach Greinke, he's pitching solid. He'd make it. Then Lance Lynn, he's pitching pretty good. I give him the 5th spot. You probably wouldn't see him play in the All-Star game, but I definitely think he would make it. Then we got some relief pitchers. We have Liam Hendricks, pitching out of his mind, doing big things right now and out of the bullpen. Next, we got Zach Britton, again, pitching out of his mind. Taylor Rogers, doing pretty well. Wouldn't put it past him to make it. Brad Hand's pitching solid. I see him making it too. And then Trevor Rosenthal, he's pitching really good. People don't really talk about him a ton, but he's pitching real good. Then on the bench, we have Aaron Judge. Now, the reason he's on the bench and is not starting is because of the fact that he's been injured and is injured right now. If he wasn't injured, he would start over Kyle Lewis, but since he has been injured, I gave the starting spot to Kyle Lewis, but I do think he would make it. Then we have Matt Chapman. He's also been playing really well. I think Rendon just beats him out, though. I have him on the bench of the team, though. Then we got Anthony Santander, playing insane. Definitely would make it. I don't think he would start, though, but I definitely think he would make the team. Next, we got Luke Voigt. Again, smashing home runs, but he's not as valuable to his team as Abreu is, so I put him on the bench. So that would round out the AL team. So you might be wondering who I think would win between these two teams. I think NL would win 5-4. I think it'd be a really close game with some home runs and some nice defensive plays. But I have to give it to the NL. I think the NL would take the cake and win the game. That's the end of this week's episode. Thank you all for watching, and make sure to tune in next week for my picks for an home run derby in 2020. And make sure to subscribe and hit the like video if you like this video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.